Jonathan, we'll start with you. Obviously, Corey Heim is subbed for Earp Jones in the Legacy Cup car the last couple of weeks. Do you view him as one of, if not the top prospects in NASCAR right now?
I would say so. I mean, just looking at the run that he had, how he drove all the way to 16th on that green flag run before the caution came out. I mean, didn't have the best overtime restart, but I mean, he was holding his own. Was probably going to finish 16th if not for spin on the final lap. So, I mean, just looking at like how good he is in the trucks, that's another factor of it too, because I think he has something like a 3.5 average finish. And in just like the last 2 years, he hasn't finished outside the top 10 in more than like 4 or 5 races. And so I think that he definitely has a pathway forward, especially with some of the things we've heard about the charters and everything. And a Legacy Motor Club may be onto something. I can't confirm nor deny any of that. That's just out there. But yeah, certainly. I think Corey Heim's got the talent. He's got the backing. He's got everything you need for a young driver to be successful.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not overlooking the fact that he's been filling in for Earp Jones and the apparent success he's been seeing there in that 43 car too. Didn't exactly finish as well as he was performing, but down in 22nd. But he had some high notes there in Kansas in the Cup car, and of course, just a stellar talent in the truck, and just can flow right past you and compete with the likes of Kyle Busch and beat them. That's just what we've been seeing from Corey Heim. He is definitely one of those uh, talents that's going to be around for a long time, and very well one of the top prospects. I wouldn't say, maybe not the top prospect, but one of the top prospects.
Guys, I think it's no coincidence that you look at the top two finishers here in this truck race, and what do those guys have in common? They were both running the Cup Series race on Sunday. Obviously, Zane Smith with the Spire team and Corey Heim getting the call up as the official reserve driver. I think that's important to note as well. Really no surprise that he was the one that Legacy called up to fill in for Earp Jones, because that was announced well before the injury happened at Talladega that Corey Heim would be taking part in Legacy's Cup program this year through that reserve driver role. And you always hope that your Cup debut comes under better circumstances, I think. But nonetheless, it's been an opportunity that Corey Heim's made the most of. Like you mentioned, Brandon, I think the finish doesn't reflect the opportunity that he had to score a slightly better result in the race yesterday in the Cup Series. But obviously, we know in the Truck Series, Corey Heim has been absolutely dominant. And again, you could make the argument in a full season points battle last year, probably should have won the championship, still had a good shot at it in the current playoff era. Unfortunately, had to deal with Carson Hocevar taking him out of contention late, but nonetheless, still had a fantastic season last year and is off to perhaps an even better start here in 2024. So we'll continue to follow that and report on his season and his championship fight here on the Encore show throughout the rest of the year. But again, Corey Heim making a strong case, like we mentioned, not just championship favorite in trucks this year, but somebody that I think you've got to watch out for in terms of someone who's going to be racing on Sundays on a more regular basis in not too distant future if he can keep this up.